Hello and welcome to a newbie's guide to Master X Master, hereon referred to as MXM. If you didn't already know, MXM is a MOBA, but they have some very unique features such as PvE, dungeons, mini-games, and some interesting mechanics I've never seen in a MOBA, like attunements and swapping. We'll go over all of that and more in this video, so let's get started. The Master panel is pretty self-explanatory. From here you can see what masters you've unlocked, as well as those available through the free rotation. Any masters that you don't own will remain grayed out. However, if a master has an exclamation mark, it means you've met all the requirements needed to unlock them. If you decide you want to buy a master, you have to spend your soul. Not those kind of souls. Take a gander at your profile in the upper left corner to see how much soul you currently have banked. You acquire 1 soul and other various goodies every time you level up, allowing you to unlock masters at a steady pace. Each level does require more experience, however, meaning it will take you longer to unlock masters the higher your level goes. You can also acquire souls from weekly, monthly, and login rewards. Certain masters have specific achievements that you must acquire in order to unlock them. Take Pankuka for instance. In addition to costing the 7 soul, you must earn the
Legend? Wait for it. Harry
achievement that requires you to win 100 arena matches. The achievement updates on the master's info page, so you can keep tabs on your progress. As another example, you won't be able to unlock Poharan until you complete the PvE achievement, You'll Put Your Eye Out, that requires you to collect 30 of her eye patches. You can get these as a reward from a specific PvE dungeon. You can access the dungeon through Dispatch and selecting Time-Space Distortion. These dungeons are on a rotation, and you can view the schedule using the in-game calendar. Once you have the achievement, you can unlock Poharan. It is worth mentioning that purchasing Poharan does not deplete your eye patches, which is a good thing too, because you'll need them in order to upgrade her weapons, but more on that later. You can freely change your representative master, which is how other players will see you while in the lobby. And just like any skins that you purchase, emotes can also be seen and heard by everyone around you. The master's info page is pretty straightforward. Weapon damage reflects how much damage a master can do by auto-attacking. Most masters have an overheat limit and will become exhausted if they auto-attack for too long. Skill power shows you how much damage abilities will inflict. Survivability refers to a master's tankiness, whether through high hit points and defense or other forms of damage mitigation. All masters have stamina that can be used to evade attacks or jump over obstacles. Control difficulty will help you gauge how easy or difficult it might be to play that master. Last, but certainly not least, is the master's attunement type. There are 3 attunements in the game: Ardent, or Fire, Helix, or Plant, and Kinetic, or
Water! Go Planet! By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet! Captain Planet, he's our hero.
The attunement relationship works pretty much the same way that rock, paper, scissors works. Fire does 15% more damage to plant enemies, Plant does 15% more damage to water enemies, and Water does 15% more damage to fire enemies, completing the triangle. Keep in mind that this relationship does continue in the reverse direction as well, meaning attunements will do 15% reduced damage to those they are weak against. It is important to remember attunement relationships because they affect both PvE and PvP. Inside the master panel, you can also improve your master's weapons. Each master has 3 that you can unlock, equip, and upgrade. Each upgrade will cost a different variety of materials that you've acquired through PvE, and each weapon tier costs more materials to upgrade than the previous one. Skills can also be unlocked, equipped, and upgraded at the cost of gold. Upgrading a skill can add various benefits, such as increased duration, damage, or even added bonus effects. But keep in mind, a master can only have 2 abilities equipped in addition to their ultimate. Unlike weapons, upgraded skills only benefit PvE and will not carry over into PvP. At this point, you have a fair bit of customization available to you through weapon upgrades and skills, which can drastically change how you play that master. But it goes even a step further with nodes. Nodes provide passive boons to your master's stats. There are 3 different kinds of nodes. You have offensive, which are your red nodes, and they only affect auto attacks by giving passives such as lifesteal or increased crit chance. Then we have defensive, which are blue, and as the name implies, these nodes will increase your armor, health, stamina, anything that makes your master harder to kill. And lastly, auxiliary nodes, which are the yellow ones, will only affect skills. So this might give you lower cooldowns, faster mana regen, or just increase your mana pool. Now, you shouldn't go slapping nodes around all willy-nilly and call it good. Each master has a recommended layout that you should follow if you want to get the most out of them. Nana or Nurk, say that 10 times fast, benefits mostly from 4 auxiliary nodes and only 1 offensive and 1 defensive, compared to Suzuka's recommended 4 offensive and 1 defensive and 1 auxiliary. You aren't forced to stick to this blueprint, but there will be penalties for deviating too much. I could slot 1 offensive node for Suzuka, and it would still be 100% effective because I haven't exceeded her maximum offensive slots. But if I exceed her defensive slots by 2, these particular nodes will only be 73% effective. Be sure to swap out your older nodes with higher tier ones as you acquire them. If you made it this far, then congratulations, because this is where it all comes together. You can jump into PvE or PvP at any time by clicking the dispatch button at the top. Stages are PvE instances, each with their own unique layouts, objectives, and bosses.
The area is devoid of guards. Something must have gone wrong. It was a trap! The enemy has you surrounded.
You can run through them solo or cooperatively with brutal, extreme, and nightmare difficulty, allowing you to bring 2 friends along. You should also roll a random stage for now because selecting specific stages requires the use of dispatch tickets, which you can purchase from the cash shop or receive from daily login rewards. But for now, it's a good idea to get your feet wet by starting with the easy difficulty and building your arsenal up from there. Once started, the match will tell you the recommended attunement. This isn't as important at lower difficulties, but the extra 15% damage and defense is crucial on Extreme and Nightmare. Monsters will increase in number and health when climbing difficulty, but that won't be the only change. Expect different layouts, new encounters, and phases during the boss fight. Bosses will be immune to crowd control effects, but after a certain point they reach a weakness state where every skill used against them will build up their vulnerability and eventually stun them. On easy, a boss might be stunned after only 1 or 2 skills, but a higher difficulty might take 5 or 6. Upon beating the final boss of any stage, you will have a chance at receiving various rewards, like nodes, materials for weapon upgrades, and additional golden experience. The game will give you a grade based on how well you did. Time score is how quickly you completed the stage, but bear in mind that skipping over too many mobs can hurt your attack score. And your defense score will take a hit for any of you or your friends' deaths. Also, with the exception of Nightmare, each party member is given only 2 lives to complete the stage. If everyone dies twice, then it's game over, and you lose all progression and return to the lobby. Lastly, you'll want to try and chain your attacks and maintain killing streaks for as long as you can. Building up a high hit count will increase your technique score, which will help you land that double S and triple S score. You receive more reward selections the higher your score is. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you found this video helpful. I'm sorry that I didn't cover PvP, but this video is getting kind of long as is. Not to mention, Titan Ruins is deserving of a whole video on its own. If you'd like to see that, or have other suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in-game.
From above.